What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to for you some exercises we like to do to work on the braking phase or a deceleration with our athletes. So this is a very important thing that we have to train, whether we're working on change of direction, jump mechanics, right, or just building overall strength. Being really strong through deceleration, it's going to help us be stronger through full range of motion, also help us reduce the risk of injuries, be way more explosive. So this is very important. So here's a couple exercises we love. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure to subscribe to catch all of them. Hope you enjoy. All right, you guys, we are starting off with something on the turf, going body weight with this. So this is one of the first things that we'll do when we're working on the braking phase, is just being able to produce enough force to offset your movement, right? So we're gonna hit a drop split squat. So we're gonna be on our toes, and then we're gonna drop into a split squat reset. Drop right here. So the biggest thing is being able to come to a complete stop, to be able to lengthen and drop and stop, right? I don't wanna be here in sync. I wanna be able to just unweight myself, drop to the bottom, and be really strong as I lengthen to stop, produce enough force, like I said, to offset my body dropping, and then pop myself back up. So that's exercise number one. Number two, we are going a drop jump. So you can either go drop jump or depth jump. Pretty much the difference is negligible, right? And just in the terms that we're speaking of, essentially you're gonna wanna drop off from a high height, be really strong in the landing, and then we're gonna jump out of it. So I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna drop, jump, and then stick the landing. So I like this one because it works on being able to drop from a high height, as I said, but being strong in that bottom phase. So can you be strong as you're landing? Can we work on utilizing these forces, right? The energy we're storing, the elastic energy that we're storing, can we utilize that to help pop up? So we're gonna wanna practice a lot of this stuff during the deceleration because, like I said, it trains the body to be able to produce enough force to offset, to utilize energy stored within, and then to be able to be explosive out. So you don't necessarily have to worry about being super explosive out to start. You wanna make sure that you're really strong in the bottom, have a solid foundation, and then we worry about the rest later. Number three, we're going decel step ups. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one foot on the box, we're gonna jump, and then we're gonna switch. So I like this one because it loads that leg on the box, and I'm working on slowing myself down. So strength through length. As my leg is lengthening, right, on the way down, I have to produce force to offset, absorb it, right? There's no force absorption, but we're producing force to, I'll just say, absorb it, right? So as I'm here, I'm loading it, and that's gonna really strengthen, especially my knees, my glutes, and then pop out of it. We do this one a lot in that starting phase. Really work on body control, and that one's awesome for it. Number four, we are gonna go a kettlebell drop squat. So this one is when you're outside, when you're a little bit more advanced. So you wanna get to the point where you can unweight yourself or pull yourself down really fast. What I'll say to our athletes is you wanna pull yourself down faster than gravity is pulling you, right? So I'm not just going down, but I'm like dropping down. I say pretend you have like a rope coming out your shirt and someone yanks you down and you're just dropping. So that's what we're gonna do with this, which is why it's a little bit more advanced, because you have to be good at unweighting yourself and you have to have the basics down for deceleration or braking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this kettlebell, we're gonna let go of it, drop as fast as we can, catch it in the bottom, and then come back up. So I'm down here and I'm up, just like that. So having the strength to lengthen at speed is so important, and we have to work up to that, because in sports, we are lengthening and we are decelerating with incredibly high forces at incredibly fast rates, right? We're going from a full sprint to have to slow down really, really fast, change direction. So we have to be able to absorb or to be able to tolerate much more load. So that's why I like this, having to pull yourself down, catch it, and then reverse it. All right, another thing that's awesome is utilizing bands. So I like to use bands because they accelerate the eccentric portion of the exercise. So what we're gonna do is a banded barbell RDL. So having the bands, like I said, it's going to accelerate that downward portion, which is really good once you're advanced enough, right? Don't worry about this stuff if you don't have the basics built or a solid foundation. But once you do have a really good deceleration abilities, or you're really good at that braking phase, then doing something like this is just going to take it to the next level, because we have to be really good at decelerating and braking from speed. So we're going to take this barbell right here. Okay, we're attached to the bands. We're going to drop in and pull up. Drop in, pull up. So as you can see, the band is pulling the bar down. To be completely honest, I'd probably prop myself up a little bit, because given my height, I felt it a little bit, but it wasn't too crazy. So I'd put myself higher so the bands can pull more. So I'll have to produce more force at the bottom to stop this position and to reverse it. So these are awesome. You can also do bands on pretty much most strength exercises, right? We could even put it on for like a back squat. The band's gonna pull us down and then we gotta pop out of it. So these are great to help accelerate the eccentric or the downward lengthening portion of movements. All right, another one that's awesome is gonna be rear foot drop squats. So this is great because it's working on, it's unilateral, right? So I'm gonna be here. Okay. Might help if I can stand. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna drop as fast as I can and catch myself in the bottom. Boom, right here, and reset. Pick it up, put it down, reset. So I'm having to stop myself on a dime as hard as I can, picking my foot up, dropping in, lengthen, and go. And when you get really advanced, right, we can drop, return, just like that. So I'm really good at the bottom, having that ability to essentially relax and contract as fast as you can, lengthen, return. This one's really, really awesome. Okay, I don't know what number we're on, but almost the last thing. We're going cable decel steps. So we have a couple ones that we can do. We can just go a generic step, absorb, push back, step, woo, push back. I almost fell. So this one's really great at loading up the body, right? We obviously have the load in front of us trying to pull. How good are we at stopping, right? Being able to control. This one's gonna be fantastic for jumping, right? Especially if I'm coming from an approach, being able to stop my forward momentum, but utilize that energy to pop you straight up. So this one's great for that because that's a huge thing for jumping, also for changing direction, especially if I'm sprinting, have to break down, right? And then if I have to back pedal out, I gotta be so strong, loaded up right here. Another variation that I love, this one's a little bit more advanced, but this one's absolutely critical, is we're gonna hold it here side on, as you can see. This leg is gonna cross over and then I'm gonna stop. So now I have to work with being pulled and rotation. I have to be super duper strong out of that. We can hit some other things, but those are really great to do. And then I will say the last thing that we can do, it's not necessarily an exercise because it's generic, but utilizing eccentric tempos, eccentric and isometric. So slowing down the eccentric portion, right? Like if I do a back squat, giving myself like a 3-second count, let's say, 1, 2, 3. I like to do an ISO as well, and then stand. So teaching your muscles to absorb and strengthen as they lengthen is very important, and that's one of our favorite ways to improve that deceleration and braking phase. So work on that. As you get more advanced, we increase the speed, we increase the height of drops, the load, all that good stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.